Okay, right, hey there guys, we're down on a two-day session really, down on the Syndicate. First thought I'll run you through what I'm doing for bait tactics right now. I've got loads and loads of particle there really, loads of pigeon conditioner which I've boiled up. And well, what I'm doing is I put a bit of pigeon conditioner in the bait straight away, and I put some of the squid and crab and cray boilies on top of that. And now what I'm going to do, I've got some of the FT pellet here, and some of the crab glug. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to add all that together, mix it all up so it's nice and stinky really, and all give a nice sort of slick when it's all been spotted out there really. So I reckon we'll get all this mixed together next, and then I'll run you through what else I'm doing today, guys.
Okay, right, well, it's now 20 to 10. I'm down at the Syndicate with Ben. I haven't spoken to you since I've been here. Basically, I'm in the small hexy swim, I think we call it. It's a nice little gravelly swim. It's very, very shallow across. We've basically been spotting some particle which Ben's been preparing over the weeks. Ben, what was in it, mate?
Well, quite a lot of it is pigeon conditioner, the main bulk of it.
Yeah.
But I was using quite a bit of FT pellet, the crab glug, which you let me use some of that, and I've been using quite a bit of the squid and the crab and cray boilies. Just chopping and changing it a bit, getting the flavours a bit, you know, just mixing it all up together really. Trying to create a nice bit of bait for the carp or even the catfish to feed on really.
Yeah, I mean, we've basically, the biggest cut I've ever seen has come out of here, 41 pounds. It came out from an old boy down the end. There's 5 anglers on here today, including me and Ben. So it's pretty pressured on this side, isn't it, mate?
Yeah, definitely.
But I reckon we'll definitely pick one off, 100%. It feels right, you know. Conditions are looking good. It's pretty mild at the moment. I think it's going to be about 9 degrees tonight, which isn't too bad.
No, it's nice weather really. You know, you can probably stick with your bivvy open really, but
nice and overcast.
Yeah, no wind at all. So I mean, it's a bit of wind on the other side really. But I mean, I've seen fish on top today. I've had a few line bites from the fish on top, so it's quite tempting to put a zig out, or maybe even just use a fly. I'm probably going to do that tomorrow maybe. I've got a third rod with me, so I might create a little surface rig.
Go stalking maybe.
Yeah, I bought a few flies from my fly fishing box, so well, hopefully I might be able to get one on the old naturals.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, to be honest, we've come from school and we haven't done the whole day, so it feels much earlier than it actually is. Like, it's almost 10 o'clock now, you know. I'll probably get my head down about 11.
Yeah, that's it. Good, nice kip, really.
Yeah, it's the best. I mean, this is a very, very quick overnight for me. Ben, you're staying tomorrow night as well.
Yeah.
I reckon we'll definitely be able to pick one off. We're basically just fishing very, very simple. We've been spomming, obviously, like we've said. What I think is good about spomming, what we've been doing over gravel, is it flutters down in between each little stone, and they do grub up to try and get it. So and
it more or less it creates a bed really, so your line won't get like any, you know, little nicks in it via the gravel, because it is quite sharp out there, isn't it? You know, it's
it's very
horrible
rattly.
Gravel really. I never really fish over it. More of a silt or a weed fan myself.
Yeah.
But then again, gravel is a good spot for carp to come and feed on.
Yeah. Alright then, well, what we're going to do is I'll probably say goodnight to you here, unless we get one. Ben's obviously going to go and do a bit of blogging, obviously, throughout the night. But yeah, we'll see you in a bit.
Okay, right, well, it's now morning. It's 7:15. Last night nothing really happened. Plenty of line bites I was getting. Plenty of like miniature runs. I kind of put it down to the swans after quite a while now. I'm only fishing in about 4 foot of water, so I'm not fishing in the deepest parts, so they can pretty much just jump down there and pick up whatever they want. But I've had fish off this spot, which isn't a bad thing. I mean, the last video that we were here, Sam had the cat off of this spot, so undoubtedly the fish do come down there. I've seen so many carp, and I've seen a few cats roll off these spots, so undoubtedly they definitely do come into the shallow waters. Yeah, so I think what I'm going to do next, I'm going to bring the rods back in, I'm going to rebait them, and I'll show you guys what I'm doing with those rods. I'm going to get those rods back out there, rebait the spots again, and then I reckon Sam's going to be off. He said he's quite an early start today. He's got to be off by around I think it's 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock really, so that'll be it for me, and after that I'll be after mine for the rest of the session really. I'm here tonight and the next morning for a while, so see how we get on from there really. Hopefully we'll be getting a fish. Conditions are looking quite good now, the wind's picked up a bit, so we've got quite a good bit of wind on the water really, which is pushing all the naturals around. It's pretty quite a good underwater current as well. I mean, yeah, chances are increasing as the weather's improving really for us right now. I mean, we haven't forecast rain, plenty of cloud coverage. Fish could be staying low, but then again it could be coming up. But since we've got always so much on the water, it's kind of hard to tell what the fish are actually doing. Third rod at the moment is looking like a no-no right now, unless I actually do see any fish in calm water. But see how things go. Right, I'm going to run through my rig with you quickly. On the left rod, I'm using a simple chod rig. I showed this rig to you guys on the Wolf from Stowe video. Using a size 10 quarter curve hook on the false rigidity material, using one of the BM Baits squid corker pop-ups. They're extremely buoyant due to the cork ball which is inside of the paste. Then going down to a simple 2 ounce cord of lead as well. Just keeping it basic really, nothing much. Got the stopper beads on there as well from Fox, which are helping the rig helps movement really in general. I mean, that's what chod rigs are after all. The beads are there, to stop the fish from smacking itself into the lead. Because I mean, what I do is I apply a tiny bit of silicone underneath the bead, and also on the part where I splice the lead core. So what will happen is both the lead core will stay intact, as it won't split. It won't split through the point of entry, and also you've got a bit of extra safety there. So if that bead does decide to drop down, that bead can also hit the other bit, so it's not going to go whack right into the fish's face. Because I mean, I've seen a lot of fish which have been blinded via chod rigs really, and it's not a pleasant look at all. I haven't done it personally yet because I haven't really been using chod rigs that often, but it's always very, very vital. When I bought this rod just in a little while ago, literally it was covered in siltweed. There's a lot of it out there, and I must be fishing in quite a good depth of it as well, because the choddy was pretty much covered in it. But then that could have been on the retrieval, it could have been actually alright, could have actually settled down on top of the weed. So anyway, we're going to get it back out there. Pop-up wise, I mean, when I tied this pop-up on, what I did, instead of doing normal like loop around, standard sort of pop tie on, I decided to go through the top really. Since it's a cork pop-up, it's quite possible that it's going to sink within a night really. You're pretty much going to leave it out there for about 5 nights, it might not even sink after that really. Probably more chance of it being eaten by a duck. Yeah, so what I've done, I just put the floss straight through it, and I put it around the little ring, and what you do, you just get both tag ends. After you apply the boilie on as well, the pop-up on, you pull it back up, and then you literally tie them around a little bait stop, and then you just bob down the ends, and it's so simple but so effective. It just keeps them on all the time. It's a really safe and secure way of keeping your baits on. If you are a bit, paranoid about if it's going to go flying off the back or something or other is going to happen, it's an extremely secure way of having your bait on there at all times. Alright, well I'll bring the rat rod in next, and I'll give you a talk through that one as well. Okay, right, just thought I'd talk you through my right hand rod now. Brought it back in as well. It's covered once again in the weed. So well, I'm hoping I'm going to get it onto a spot. I'm using the little bags again. I tied up about 3 last night, so I'm using on there. Got a simple little Crumb and Cray dumbbell. On one of these lovely little blowback rigs. I tied about 5 of these up the other day. Shrink tubed a lot of them, made them up a lot of top again, just for an extra bit of movement and naturality in them. And what I just got there, 3 running rig, distance lead on there, 3.5 ounce, 2 beads, keeping it basic, small piece of lead core. But what I do is on my swivel end, instead of using these like quick change clips a lot of people are quite like to use, all I do, I kind of use a loop-to-loop technique around my swivel. So I'm just going to take this off right now because I do need to put my PVA bag on anyway. And there it is really. So you've got your little loop there, and you've got your bait up here. So you've got to do is push that, once you've got this end here through the swivel, you push the bait through that end with your little bag on as well, if the loop's large enough, and you're ready to go really. It's quite simple, quite basic, and you know, I mean, I'm not really a fan in the clips, mainly because I always get worried they're going to tangle, but people, you can kind of eliminate that once you use a bit of silicone tubing, but at the same time, it's better to be safe than sorry really. You want to know that you're fishing, you know, safely really. You want to know like nothing's going to be wrong on the other end of that rod, and you want to know you could be guaranteed a bite on that rod really. So quickly run you through these little bags that I'm using. Simple tiny little stick bags almost there. All I've got on there, I've got 2 of the crab and cray boilies, which are just literally powdered up into my hands, crushed them to pieces. So I've had them air drying for about 2 to 3 days now. So they're nice and rock hard, and they're nice, and easy to crush. And I got some of the FT pellet again, which I'm putting around half a dozen to a dozen in the bag as well, just to add a bit more flavour to it really, because I'm fishing with pellet out there after all. I've got the crab and cray boilies out there, so just trying to get a bit more of a feeding frenzy going on. The bite's definitely a good indication. I reckon some of them were definitely liners, but at the same time, there must have been fish in the area. I mean, it's probably undoubtable that there had to be a few gliding past. But anyway, I'll update you guys later on after I got this rod out, probably. Right.
Okay, right, just time for a little update right now. Sam's left, it's just gone 8:15, so it's still early days. Just put some more particle out now, recast both rods as I showed you guys earlier on. I haven't touched them since. I've had a bit of nuisance from the coots, tried to get rid of them, but they seem to persist. They're gone for now at least, which isn't too bad. That wind still kept up, so I haven't seen any movement for the fish. Sam said he saw one jump just left of the island, so I was tempted to put a rod out that way, but I do know it's very snaggy out there, because last time I was here on this day session I did pull out quite a large snag, because it tore off and then rolled it back in and it had a massive snag on it really. It's a huge branch. Yeah, I mean, I don't know really. I mean, we should be getting a fish. We should definitely have one sometime during the night probably, I'm reckoning right now. But still early days, as I just said. Plenty more hours to go. So I'll update you guys later on then, I guess. Right. Okay, right, well it's just gone 1:25. Nothing's happening at all really. No fish are showing. It's starting to rain a bit now, which is not too bad. It's light drizzle really. Put some more bait out there. I'm just hoping for the best right now. Those ducks keep moving in, the older swans and the and the old coots, that's what they are, bloody things. They keep moving on to the spots, which is really getting me on my nerves now. Keep trying to scare them off with the spod, but it's not really working at all. I just thought I'd give you a quick show of the swim that I'm in right now. So we're just fishing 2 rods for today. Literally I'm fishing that sort of location right there, front of the island, a few rod lengths away from it really. Don't want to go too close there, because as you can see all those fallen trees, totally terrible snags really. They really are impossible to fish near, because over the years it's just gathered up really, and it's quite impossible to fish it. So yeah, so it's got both rods out there now. I've taken the chod rig off now, so I've just taken the chod rig off and I put another blowback rig on, and just little PVA bag again. One on solid now, one on a regular little stick bag. Hoping for a fish really. One fish will do me for now, you know. We'll see how things go. If I do get one, I'll definitely update you guys. But I guess I'll update you guys later on now then. Right.